everyone, and good morning. Welcome back to the Edge Kids Block Party. All month long, we're throwing a super fun party, and everyone is invited. It's a big party because we're celebrating something that's important to all of us, friendship. Do you guys remember what friendship is? Friendship is using your words and actions to show others you care. It's important for us to have good friends, and it's important for us to be good friends too. We can show love the way we speak and the way we treat people. Jesus is the best friend we could ever have. He is always with us. We can follow his example as we share his love and friendship with the people around us. So, let's go sing to him now.
Jesus, you have been so faithful. Jesus, you have been so true. I will be forever thankful, 'cause I never had a friend like you. Help me to be who you've been to me, to everyone I see. Let us love one another with our love like no other yet. That's the way you love us, God. Never turn away, you are with us every day, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. Your love has always been beginning to end. There's never been a better friend. So let us love one another with our love like no other, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. You with me in the darkest valley. You with me on the mountaintop. I'm thankful that you never leave me, and that your love will never stop. Help me to be who you've been to me, to everyone I see. Let us love one another with our love like no other yet. That's the way you love us, God. Never turn away, you are with us every day, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. Your love has always been beginning to end. There's never been a better friend. So let us love one another with our love like no other, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. I wanna thank you for being a friend who's always by my side. I wanna thank you for the way you love me all my life. I wanna thank you for being a friend who's always by my side. I wanna thank you for the way you love me all my life. Love one another with our love like no other, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. Never turn away, you are with us every day, yeah. That's the way you love us, God. Your love has always been beginning to end. There's never been a better friend. So let us love one another with our love like no other, yeah. That's the way you love us, God.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how he created us and loves us so much that he made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of 1 Samuel, chapters 18 through 20.
Now imagine, for a moment, that you're a prince.
It's a pretty cool job.
Your father, King Saul, is a fierce and handsome warrior with a hot temper.
Away from me, you fools!
Saul is the first ever king over the land of Israel. And since you're his son, most people expect you to be the next king. You'll live in a fine palace, wear royal robes, and carry the best weapons. Your name is Jonathan.
Call me John.
You got a great life, right? But then your dad hires a new guy, a young man your age named David, who's only a shepherd boy. But somehow, through the power of God, David has just defeated the giant Goliath, saving God's people in the battle against the Philistines.
I come against you in the name of the Lord.
Your dad has given David a place to stay in the palace and a high rank in the army. You and David even become friends. Now imagine and David fights in every battle and wins. The people of Israel are even more impressed with him than they are with King Saul.
King Saul is like great. Yeah, but have you seen David? He is like awesome sauce.
To top it off, you've heard rumors that David has actually been chosen by God to be the next king of Israel, instead of you. It would be so tempting to be jealous of David, to not talk to him or hang out with him. But that's not who Jonathan was. It's not what Jonathan did. In 1 Samuel, we discovered that instead of being jealous, Jonathan chose to share the best of what he had with his friend.
Here, take my robe. Then people will see how important you are.
Are you sure?
Take my belt, too, and my sword.
But these are all things for a prince.
You're worth it.
Thank you, friend.
King Saul, on the other hand, did become jealous. So jealous that he hurled a spear at David. And later on, he told Jonathan and all of his servants to kill David. Jonathan was horrified. He quickly warned his friend.
Find a place to hide. I'll talk to my father and find out what's going on.
The next morning, Jonathan faced King Saul.
Don't harm David. He's helped you. He put his own life in danger to kill Goliath. The Lord used him to win a great battle. Why would you kill him?
Okay, fine. I'll show you how awesome sauce I am by not putting David to death.
Jonathan and David were relieved, and for a short time, all was well. But then, King Saul went back on his word. He tried to kill David again, and when he failed, he sent other men to try to kill David.
I haven't done anything to your father. Why is he trying to kill me?
He won't do it. He tells me everything, and he hasn't said a word about hurting you.
That's because he knows we're friends and you would tell me.
This is terrible. I'll do anything I can to help.
So the two friends made a really complicated plan, like something out of a spy movie. Their top secret plot had David hiding instead of showing up for the feast, while Jonathan made up this story to try to find out how angry his dad was. Now, instead of going outside and talking to David about it, Jonathan chose to shoot arrows close afar like a secret message. In the middle of it all, their friendship stayed strong.
Whatever happens, please be kind to me. I know the Lord will defeat all your enemies someday, but promise to always be kind to me and to all my family.
I promise.
Shake.
Shake.
The two young men made a promise to stay friends no matter what might happen next. Then, it was time to put their plan into action. When Saul discovered that David was missing, he was filled with rage.
I knew it! You're on his side. That is so not cool. As long as he's alive, you'll never be king.
Why do you want to put him to death? What has he done?
Saul was so angry, he couldn't think clearly. He actually threw a spear at his own son. And Jonathan left immediately. And the next morning, he hurried to the place where David was hiding and sent their top secret arrow code message. When David realized things with the king were not good, the two friends ran to meet up one last time.
I'm so sorry. My father.
I know. It's not your fault.
Jonathan and David hugged each other and wept.
Go in peace. In the name of the Lord, we've promised to be friends. He will be a witness between us and our families forever.
There was nothing more to say. David left the city to hide from Saul, and Jonathan went home. Now, Jonathan could have allowed Saul to kill David and maybe become king himself. But instead, Jonathan trusted God and chose to protect and love his friend.
Good morning, Edge Kids. It's Block Party Month. And today we learned that sometimes when we hear the word love, we think of the mushy kind of love, like cooties, but, maybe like flowers and candy and things like that. But we can also show love to our friends by putting them first. That's the kind of friendship that David and Jonathan had. Their story shows us this. Friends love one another. Say that with me. Friends love one another. We need to show love to our friends no matter what. We need to share with them like Jonathan shared with David his royal gifts. We need to stand up for them like Jonathan stood up to his dad when he planned to hurt David. We need to keep our promises like David kept his promises to show kindness to Jonathan's family. You might be thinking, I don't have any royal robes to give a friend, and the last I checked, my dad wasn't trying to kill my best friend, so he could stay king. Fair enough. So what does love actually look like for us then? In his first letter to the Corinthians, the Apostle Paul described what love looks like. 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7 says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not brag, it is not proud. It does not keep track of other people's wrongs. It always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, and it never gives up. Love might mean sharing your new device with your friend, or letting them choose what to watch, or what show to watch. It might mean helping them stand up when the mean kid on the bus trips them. It might look like spending time with a friend who's going through something tough. When you think about it, loving your friend looks a lot like something we often say and hear. I should treat others the way I want to be treated. And remember, if you're really wanting to love your friends, you're going to need God's help. After all, He knows more about love than anyone. He loves us so much that He sent who? His only Son, Jesus, to die on the cross for our sins. His love changes us, so we can love others because we've experienced God's amazing love for ourselves. There are so many ways to show love to our friends, and we'll uncover more of them this month. I love you guys, and God bless.
Good morning, Edge Kids. Thanks so much for joining us on our video today. We're so glad to have you guys here. So I have a super cool activity that we're gonna do today, and as you can see on the table, we're gonna be using a couple things. So you probably have these things around your house, maybe not a couple of them, but I'm gonna show you. So I have this big bag of mini marshmallows that we're gonna use today. I bought the flavored ones because they're colored and that's fun and cool. You can use any ones really. You can use the bigger ones too, those might work, but I just thought the mini ones would be fun. So mini marshmallows, and then I have craft sticks, so wooden little sticks that we're gonna use today. And then I also have some rubber bands. So I just grabbed some regular rubber bands from like a rubber band bag, and then as well as a plastic spoon. So if you're just gonna make one item, you only need these 3, but if you are gonna make a couple more, then you might need more spoons than just one. So as you can see on my table right here, you're probably wondering what this is. This is what we're gonna be making today. So it looks like this. There's a plastic spoon attached with some rubber bands to the craft sticks. What it is, you ask? It is a little catapult. So it's like a marshmallow catapult. And I'm gonna show you guys how to make one today. So I'm gonna hold it like this and go, woo! And then it flings the marshmallow. How cool is that? So to get started, I'm gonna grab my craft sticks. You're gonna need 7 at first to get started. So we're gonna take the 7 and stack them up on each other. Just like this. So I have them in a nice stack like this, like a pile of wood. And then I'm gonna take 2 rubber bands, put one around this end, until it's nice and tight and secure. And then I'm gonna go to the other end and put a rubber band around that end. So it holds them together nice and tight. Just like that. So you see there's 2 rubber bands on each side. And that is the first part. For the second part, you're gonna take 2 more craft sticks and you're gonna stack them like you just did with the 7, like this. And you're going to put rubber bands around it. So 1 on this side, until it's nice and tight. You might have to wrap it a lot of times. This is a big rubber band. So first off, I'm just gonna start with the 1 on this side, so like that. And then you're gonna take it and open them up like this. So it's kind of like an alligator mouth. And you're gonna slide your stack of 7 in between. So it looks like that. So I slid that in between. So then I am going to attach my plastic spoon onto the top side of my tube. So I'm going to slide it underneath this first rubber band right here. Slide it on, and then I'm going to use a couple more rubber bands. Depending on the size of your popsicle stick, you might have to use more or less. I'm just gonna add one more up here towards the top of the spoon, like this, up here at the top, and make it super tight. Oop, that fell a little bit. I'll pick it up in a second and put it back on. So I have my spoon attached like that. Can you see it attached with the rubber bands? And then I'm gonna slide my stack of 7 back on the inside like this. And then it's ready to go. So when we use the catapult now, because this is the fun part, we get to shoot marshmallows at stuff. So when we use it, we're gonna put our 7 sticks on the inside like this, and you're gonna hold them while you're pressing down on the back of the spoon. So that's how it's gonna work. So you can put your marshmallows, load up your marshmallows in here. I think I'm gonna put, should I put 3 marshmallows? That sounds like a good amount. So 3 marshmallows, we're gonna see how they go, okay? So then you hold the side of your 7 stack, and then you push back on the spoon. Whoa! And just like that, you catapult the marshmallows. So I'm gonna show you one more time. Looks like this. Put them in, and catapult! That is pretty sweet. So now I have 2 catapults. I would love to see you guys and how you build your catapults and enjoy them. It's gonna be super fun, and see how far you can shoot them or how high you can shoot the marshmallows. Maybe make it a competition, who can shoot the marshmallows the farthest, and just really enjoy it. So we would love to see pictures of this or videos. Share those with us. We would love to see it and stay connected with you guys. Thanks so much for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time, guys.